first things first is think about exactly what kind of mother would she be? Would she actually be a good mother? Because if the answer to this is no, it's like, yeah, maybe she can go through some kind of training or something, but the chance, like, there's already like a baseline with some women are genuinely going to be amazing mothers. Like they've got the heart there, they've got like the care, they're very like nurturing and soft in like soft. It sounds weak, but soft in like the good feminine way. That's like the fundamental baseline. Is like if she doesn't have that, I don't want to find a woman who right now would be a shit mother and I'm trying to change her to that. I'd rather like only like think about the kind of women who are already kind of shaped in that way to begin with. And then also one thing that I've overlooked, which is kind of common sense, but it's something we should acknowledge, is literally like what is it like being with her? What's her personality like? Like, in the red pill space, we often like overlook personality in women and we just kind of think like, okay, what's it's these statistics, it's what she looks like, what is she out of 10 and everything. What I personally think is that you can have an absolutely amazing relationship with a girl who's like just attractive enough. And I don't say that to be insulting, but just for example, I think most of us would probably rather have a woman that we're in love with who conventionally is like middle tier, but is literally a 10 out of 10 woman, 10 out of 10 personality, 10 out of 10 mother, than like the really hot woman who's like a dumb bitch who's going to cheat on you, right? Like only like boys will pick her because they're not actually looking for something like long term. They're just looking for short term, right? So I'd say even before attractiveness, I would be thinking about the personality traits, which more than just like, oh, she's funny and stuff. I'd be literally thinking about those deep shit of like, okay, does she have a growth mindset? Because imagine getting with a girl who genuinely has a fixed mindset and she genuinely like doesn't believe she could improve in life. This is why like one of my metrics is always like, is she actually on self-improvement? Not would she get onto self-improvement if I make her, but like was she already genuinely reading and implementing things and exercising? And was she like, is she interested in these things? Because I heavily am. Like, my most fun of my day is literally just improving myself. It's just like my video game now. And I need her to be on the same wavelength. If she's not, then it's like I'm very incompatible with her. And now the man that you've become is like, it's probably going to be the same thing. I just read something in a Brian Tracy book that was talking about this. And he was saying that you can be very different from each other, and men and women should. But he said what men and women should have the same is the values, pretty much like almost entirely the same. So it's like how much you care about self-improvement, how much time you want to spend with like extended family, how much like how much you care about traveling and partying and working and stuff. Because let's say you value work incredibly highly and a bit of travel and these events and stuff, right? And imagine if your wife hates that. It's like you can still make it work, but like, we're ambitious men, so I don't think we should be thinking to ourselves like, oh, can I make it work? We should be thinking, okay, who is the 10 out of 10 for me? And maybe I'll settle for like, the equivalent of a nine, like in all areas, not just attractiveness. So I'd probably write down, okay, first of all, start with yourself and just say, okay, what do I authentically value? If I could never, no one's ever gonna find out. It's just me. I can burn this piece of paper afterwards. Who am I really? Just like can I actually be my true self? There's something I really want to like try and explain to you guys. It's very new for me as well, but it's like the depth of love and openness and understanding you can have is 500 levels bigger than we think it is. Like at least for me, it's like I've thought love is like you date a little bit and you fall in love and you've got those emotions. You say I love you and stuff. I realize now that loving a woman and her loving you can go 100 times bigger than that. And I'm maybe on level 2 at this point, but the progress I've made is huge. And what I've realized is it is literally like those like the pathetic advice that we hear online of like, yeah, be vulnerable, be really good at communication. Because if you're just trying to date a girl and just, like some girl in your university, or just casually, right? And you're just, oh yeah, she's a nice girl, whatever. You're just trying to fuck a girl, right? Then you should go with more of the fuck boy mindset. You should go, not replying to text fast and just being cold and stoic and stuff 100%. But if you're literally looking for your like actual wife, I think you need to have the ability to be 100% authentic with her, 100% vulnerable. I personally wouldn't want to get into like a marriage or have children with a woman who I couldn't say to her like I feel anxious as fuck right now, which I know seems like quite anti-red pill because it's I don't know, we should be stoics and stuff. I'm not gonna say that like a bitch. I'm still the fucking guy anyway. Do you know what I mean? I'm still that man. But imagine me being the same man that I am, but also on top of that, it's like I'm so brutally honest and like vulnerable that that actually makes me more confident than before. Because that is literally that's the second level of like of confidence is knowing that you've got some weak points that you can openly acknowledge. Because she like I need to know my woman knows those things about me. I think this is probably why marriages end in divorce and stuff is because you don't actually know 100% of your partner. If you knew 100% of the woman that you were going to marry originally and
Yeah.
what it was going to be like, you wouldn't have married in the first place.